Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Pudgy Boy, and today, luckily, we're not going to be talking about this monstrosity again. We're going to be talking about this. Now, if you proceed to like and enjoy the video, just drop a like and sub while you're at it, and that'll be all. Let's get started. Okay, so I don't really know what to say about the Pillager Outpost. It's kind of obvious why it's not a good structure to even find or seek out. Outside of getting the bad omen effect, I don't find myself seeking these out for any other reason. Even the allays, personally, I didn't want the allays. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people agree with me on that. I would prefer the copper golem to actually have given copper a purpose. As we all know, copper is very useless. And you can already see the surprise out in the distance. That's just a small piece of it. Anyways, let's talk about the loot for a second. What I found interesting was that Mojang decided to add the goat horn as a possible item in the pillager outpost chest, which is cool. But that's only one small part of a major update that they had added. The big issue that I have with a lot of these structures, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree, is that they're just outdated. At this point, we have things like Blackstone, Deep Slate, Cobble Deep Slate, different block types of those, and it makes no sense to not try to incorporate that in some of the old builds. Like it actually upsets me a little bit. And as I was back on topic, the goat horn is a cool item, but is it really give enough reason for anybody to seek this out unless they're specifically trying to go for a goat horn collection? No, because even the items in here are absolute garbage, like carrots, potatoes. By the time you find one of these, you typically already have all of these items. Even the bottle o enchanting, which we all know is pretty useless once you're past level 4. um, you typically get 1 to 3 if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that, but even then, all of those are not going to help you at all. And another thing they added were the allays, which this naturally spawning outpost did not have. But you can find allays trapped in these little buildings, like much like golems, and free them and use them. Again, I would not have liked the allays. I would have preferred the copper golems. I personally do not like nor use the allays. They are another useless mob that I didn't hear much about after the update, if I'm being honest. But anyways, I can go on for minutes, hours on how ugly this build is. It's literally, I think, like 5 or 6 different blocks. It's really not intricate at all. And cobblestone is just a lazy block to use. We all use cobblestone at the start. As soon as we can get rid of cobblestone, it's replaced. It's replaced. Okay, let's get on to a better topic. Okay, you all already saw one part of this giant build that took around 3 hours, 4 hours maybe to create all of this. I really hope everybody likes it. We did spend a lot of time on this here. We took our time, put a lot of thought and effort into it, and this is what we came up with. This is the updated Pillager Outpost. Okay, there's so much to talk about in our build, but let me just let me just work from the bottom up. So here we have a nice little, pillagers are pillagers. They're gonna go out, they're gonna conquer, they're gonna look for villages. Hell, I mean, they have a whole mansion where we can find more pillagers. Why wouldn't it make sense to have them have some form of transportation nearby? So we've added some boats, like a little docking area. Here's a chest. I mean, not everything is gonna be good. We got a boat here, a boat with a chest. This is something simple. These are blocks that have been in the game for years now, and they're not even new. It's something that could have been added, 5 years ago if they wanted to. It's just a simple addition, and we all know that they have tents. Well, this is our little take on a tent. It's pretty simple. I mean, I kept it about the same, really. There was only so much that I wanted to do. I still wanted to keep this simple. We wanted to keep this simple here, so that's what we went with. And here we have a horse with someone decided to put nameless name tags on a lot of the pets, so we're gonna have to live with that. Anyways, here we have a horse that's, they're led onto a fence post right outside a tent. We've got a golem. Their golems encased in glass, mostly because these guys shoot golems that they don't spawn. Anyways, and here we have a Ravager. Why do we have a Ravager in a pin? Well, there's multiple reasons. One I'll get into later, but for the first reason is we always see pillagers riding Ravagers in the raids. Why not have them have? make it to where they have them available at an outpost. It just makes sense. I put little we put little things in here that just make sense. These are cute little scarecrows that we designed here. And here's another tent with a couple of little bit of iron, an pickaxe. It's not bad. And here's a donkey or a mule. My mistake, a mule. I mean, again, this just makes sense. Why wouldn't they have a mule to transfer things from place to place, take things that they raid from? I'm just, these are just things that are just so simple. I know I keep saying just, but it's so simple to add these in, Mojang. Why not just do it? Anyways, I know we're all waiting for the interior, but let's just get one more good look at this exterior. Get a nice glance at it. Oh yeah, oh yeah, and I'm sure all of you have already noticed something. Boom, you're inside. First thing you notice, there's a couple of armor stands here, and they've got some chainmail. I feel like chainmail isn't given out enough for something that's uncraftable and something that I personally like to get in all of my worlds. I typically seek out chainmail armor just for fun, just to have all the sets of armor, just because I think it's cool. And over here, you all saw that we have a nice little enchanted crossbow. It's just got quick charge, because not everybody uses a crossbow. This gives you a better reason to use a crossbow because it's already got a nice little enchant on it. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. We get to the second floor. Now, imagine this filled with pillagers. I try to, spawn them, but these guys do not cooperate. Anyway, second floor. We've got a couple of glowing item frames. You've got, it disappeared. You've got your ender pearls in here. And over here, you've got, what is this? Your totem of undying. Which, again, just, am I that slow? Am I just that slow, game? You've got your totem of undying, which is another reason to come here to try to get that drop. If I remember correctly, pillagers can drop it. They have a small percent chance, but at least now it's guaranteed one. It would give you a reason to come seek these out. That's what we're trying to do here. Not everything needs a major reason, like as we did last in the last video, the ancient the ruined portals. We gave a lot of reason to go seek those out here. This time the reasons aren't that big, per se, but it just adds a little bit of life into something that needs it. The pillager outposts are just so plain as they are. We get to the third floor and we've got some smokers with some coal, some furnaces with some coal. Just like a little cooking area. But we get to this floor right before the top, and we've got coal barrels, 2 barrels with some coal in them. We've got a couple of barrels with some raw meats and some honey, some bowls, a bucket, and we've got 2 barrels with some glowberries in it. And this simple little addition here just breathes life into something that needs it. And look, you even have a nice little golden apple surprise in one of the crop barrels. Okay, all of these small little additions on each floor aren't necessarily here to give reason to explore. They're more here to breathe life into this world of Minecraft. I feel like Minecraft is just still a little lifeless despite all of the builds we have. Everything just feels bland. Everything feels like I dropped in Minecraft and it's my fifth time playing and I built this. This is what I built. That's the way I view a lot of in-game builds. Now we get to the top. Here's where the goodies are. You open the chest, boom, you've got an iron sword. You've got phantom membrane. Why? I'm gonna explain this to you in just a few moments. But let's keep going. You've got some arrows of slowness, a piercing 2 crossbow. We still are throwing the goat horn in here, and you've got some iron. And for us in Bedrock, this cauldron here is filled with a potion. In Bedrock, we can dip our arrows in here and get them. Unfortunately, you cannot do that in Java yet. I am hoping they add that into Java because I feel like it's just unfair to not have it in Java at this point. Anyways, some of you may have already noticed that there's a lot of skulls around. And why is that? This just makes it a little more intimidating to look at. I feel like the pillagers aren't intimidating enough, but it also gives us access to get some free skulls. I mean, we all know you can get skulls with charged creepers and blowing up certain mobs. That we all know that. And some people may be complaining because this is a skeleton skull, something that you specifically right now in game have to blow up a skeleton with a charged creeper to get. I find it a little annoying to have to do that. I feel like we should at least be able to find skeleton skulls naturally spawning in certain places. That's just my opinion. And again, it just fits this nice aesthetic of these guys are here to intimidate you. They don't want you here. They take. Anyways, let's get to my personal favorite part. This is just so that it stands out more. Now, some of you may be saying it's a little big. I like it. I like it this size personally. Hint, hint. Anyways, let's get into the design. So as you can already tell, there is a diamond block in his eye. Why is that? I think that it would be interesting to at least have this chance of a diamond block being here. I think that because the woodland mansions have a small percentage chance of that happening, why not have the pillager outposts have that small chance of happening, you getting a diamond block? It would also just be a great early thing to find in game if these have chances of giving you diamonds. These are free diamonds for the taking. All you have to do is make it to the top. Again, it's just a personal little thing that we thought would be cool. um, Now let's get to the last thing. This is something that has always bugged me since they were added. Why can't we why can't we tame the Ravagers? Right? The Ravagers are such a cool mob to look at. They have a nice design, even though the face is a little weird. It still looks menacing. I feel that we should be able to feed the Ravagers Phantom Membrane because one, Phantom Membrane is already difficult to get, and two, it would be a pricey cost for such an upgrade of transportation, I feel. And also it would be pretty cool to use a charged attack on the Ravager too, I feel. But anyways, that's gonna conclude today's discussion. I hope everybody who watched this likes this build. This is my favorite build so far. I know I said that about the last one, but there's just something about this that just breathes a big breath of life into the game. I just feel like Minecraft is just a little empty, and I just want a little more life into it. Is that too much to ask? Please like and subscribe if you like the video. Thank you all for watching. Pudgy Boy out. So, we also forgot to show off that we did put the allays in here, and it gives you another reason to make it all the way to the top, as the allays are actually trapped right here behind some glass. I like to think that the pillagers kidnapped the allays and turned them into Vexes against their will. I think that's kind of what the game is hinting at us. But I just thought it would be interesting to have the allays up here. I know I said I personally don't like them, but I know some people do. So it would be a crime to not at least include them in this build somehow. And here they are. Again, this was added about 2 hours after I recorded the first part. So again, if you like the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment what you think about the build. Again, this took hours to do, so please let us know what you think.